Hi, I'm Rick Casner with Sonoran Desert Institute, and today's video we're going to be talking about single stage trigger, double stage trigger versus double action and single action. A lot of people will get that confused, so we're going to clear that up today. For representing the single stage trigger, we have an AR-15. Representing a two-stage trigger, we have a Glock pistol, and single action and double action, we have a revolver here. So let's start out with the Glock pistol, which is a two-stage trigger. And what that means is that you'll have what we call trigger take-up, and then you'll hit what we call a wall. That will be a rigid feeling in the trigger, and then you'll press through that wall, and that's when the trigger will break. It'll be a very clean break. So what that looks like, and again, all this, we've verified all these guns are unloaded, but watch my finger, watch closely, and I'll put my finger on the other side. But you can see this trigger take up right here, and that's the first stage of the trigger, and then we get to the wall, and then we press through. So again, showing you that process. All of this is just trigger slop, trigger take up. When you're shooting your handgun, that's the stuff that you don't want to enter back into your shots until you're finished shooting. So after the first shot, you don't want that to come back. But right here, we hit that rigid wall, we push through, and then we break the trigger. That's what we know as a two-stage trigger. On a single stage trigger, we're just taking out the first step. We don't have any of that slop. And that's this AR-15. So we're right when we press, we don't have any take up, and we're right at that wall. We press through, and the trigger breaks. Now, double action, single action is something completely different. And to represent that, we have the Smith & Wesson Revolver, but you can have single action semi-automatic pistols. You can have double action, which is basically what a Glock is. It's maybe more of a single action and a half, or striker fired handgun. But what single action would be is for every pull of the trigger, we have one action, one movement of that hammer. And so in single action mode, I'm manually pulling the hammer back, and when I pull the trigger, one action is sending that hammer forward. Double action, I'm just going to pull the trigger, which brings the hammer rearward, and that sear releases, the double action sear, and sends that hammer forward. So there's two actions, rearward and forward. In a previous video, we took the revolver apart, this side plate. I showed the different sear systems. We have a double action sear and a single action sear. So we'll link to that video in the description box below. If you like this comment or this content, be sure to like and subscribe to future videos so you can see more content like this. And be sure to visit sdi.edu to check out our associate program as well as our certificate program. We look forward to seeing you at SDI, and welcome to the family.